welcome you all to our lesson 2. So under our lesson 2, we continue with measurements. Yesterday we did units and quantities. I believe we understood that and no one is facing challenges on that one. So today we'll continue and look at measurements, where we are going to look at some instruments that are used for measuring length. So if you are looking for tuitions, you can contact me on my number. So this is my number, 0971 066747. You can reach me on this number, then I'll be able to help you with science, which is chemistry, physics, and mathematics. And like I said, those under my online tuitions, this week and next week, note that all our lessons will be done public on YouTube. So even the lessons that we are going to have tomorrow, even up to next week, they will be done public on YouTube. So let's make sure that we follow and understand all these. So all these videos are done public on YouTube. Then that other week, that's when all our lessons will be done privately. So this week and the next week, all the lessons will be done publicly on YouTube. So if you want to share this video, you can share it because it is a public video. But that other week, after next week, all the lessons will be done privately. We'll be having group discussion, live group discussions, where you can ask questions. So, but these are done public on YouTube. So this week and the next week, all our lessons are public. But that other week, then all our lessons will be done privately. So we are continuing with measurements. We understand some instruments used to measure length. So under measurements, like I've said, whenever we are talking about measurements, we are just talking about what? Length. Have you seen? We are just talking about what? It is just length that we are talking about. So under length, whenever you are taught to define length, if at all a question comes in an exam, then they're telling you to define what length is. Length is just a distance between 2 points. So the distance between 2 points, that is what we are calling length. The distance between where you are now and to the gate of your house, that distance, that is what we are calling what? That is what we are calling length. A distance between 2 points, that is length. So in this topic, we are going to discuss through some instruments that are used to measure length. We are going to understand some of the instruments used to measure length. So we talk about instruments used to measure length. So we talk about instruments for measuring length. We talk about instruments for measuring length. What are some of the instruments that are used to measure length? The first instruments that we are going to start with, the first instrument that I'm going to start with is called a measuring tape. So it is called a measuring tape. Hope you know what a measuring tape is, so everyone knows what a measuring tape is used for. So this one, I believe it won't be a challenge to you. You know how to use this measuring tape. So example of measured objects by this measuring tape. You can measure the length of a classroom. So this one is used to measure, you measure the length of a classroom. So we get to measure length of a what? Of a classroom. We can use a what? A measuring tape. We can also use to measure the height of a building. So height of a building, we use a what? We get to use a measuring tape. So these are some of the things that can be measured by a measuring tape. Hope you are able to understand this. and I believe you are able to get all the necessary concepts. So let's make sure we get this, we understand what I'm trying to talk about. So all the instruments here that I'm discussing here, these are very important. So we are going to discuss them, we are going to understand them. So this one, like if a question comes, like this one measures what? This one gets to measure long length. So whenever you are talking about a long length, we get to measure what? A measuring tape. And if they ask you what is the accuracy of this, so what is the accuracy of a measuring tape? We talk about the accuracy of the measuring tape. So what is the accuracy of a measuring tape? So the accuracy of a measuring tape is 1 millimeters. This is the accuracy of a measuring tape. So the accuracy of a measuring tape is what? 1 millimeters. I want you to understand everything that I'm explaining here. So the accuracy of a measuring tape is 1 millimeters. This is the accuracy of a measuring tape. Let us move to the other one. So we've discussed this first one. The second one that I want us to discuss is called a ruler. We know this. It is called what? It is called a ruler. So a ruler is the mostly used to measure. You can talk of you want to measure the length of your book. So like if you want to measure the length of your book, length of what? I'm going to say exercise book. The same books, the book that you are using right now to write all these notes here, you can use a ruler. You can also use a ruler to measure the length of a pen. So length of a pen, length of pens. So we get to use a what? We get to use a ruler. So a ruler is used in those manner. The accuracy of a ruler. So the accuracy. So this one, whenever you are talking about the accuracy of a ruler, what is the accuracy of a ruler? The accuracy of a ruler is also 1 millimeters. It is also what? 1 millimeters. But this one is used to measure what? Medium length. Medium what? Medium length. It is used to measure medium length. So whenever you want to measure medium length, you get to use a ruler. So these are things that you need to know and understand. We now go to the other one. Let us move to the other one, which is the third one. So all these instruments are very important, and I want you to understand them clearly, and I want you to get the necessary concept. So let us now look for the third one. So what is the third one? The third one is called Vernier calipers. It is called what? It is called Vernier calipers. This is the other instrument. Vernier what? Vernier calipers. So the Vernier calipers is used to measure what? Vernier calipers is used to measure what? Vernier calipers is used to measure, let's say if you want to measure internal, so say internal or external. This one is used for internal or external diameters. External what? Diameters. External diameters. So internal or external diameters of what? Of pipes. We get to talk of pipes. We get to talk of bottles. We get to use what? We get to use a Vernier calipers. So this is what you need to know and understand. Hope you are able to get this. You are able to get all the information that I'm telling you. So we get to use that one. If you want to measure the internal diameter of a cube, we get to use a what? So internal or external diameters of bottles. Maybe if you want to measure internal diameter of a cube, internal what? Diameter. So internal diameter of a cube, we get to use a what? A Vernier calipers. What is now? This one is used to measure, let's start with the accuracy. What is the accuracy of a vernier calipers? What is the accuracy of a vernier calipers? So the accuracy of a vernier calipers, it is 0.1 millimeters. This is the accuracy of a vernier caliper. So I'm going to spend more time on this one because this is the same one that we are going to find even in our exams. So let's make sure that we get this. Let's make sure that we understand each and every point that I'm illustrating here. So hope you are going to understand these simple things which you can understand. So the accuracy is what? 0.1 millimeters. But if you want to know the accuracy of this one in centimeters, it is 0.01 centimeters. Have you seen the difference? This is the accuracy in centimeters. This is the accuracy in millimeters. So I want you to get and understand all these things that I'm illustrating here. These are things that you need to know. These are things that you need to get. So I want you to understand this. These on the vernier calipers, questions usually come. That's why I want you to know and understand this one. So the accuracy in millimeters, it is 0.1 millimeters. The accuracy in centimeters, it is 0.01 centimeters. Then it measures what? It measures the length, like short length. So it measures short what? Short length. This is what we need to know. It measures what? It measures short length. It gets to measure short length. We go to our last one. So let us now go to our last one. We move to our last one. So I want you to get this, understand all this information that I'm giving you. So we go to the last one, which is a micrometer screw gauge. It is called, okay, let me just do this. It is called a micrometer. It is called a micrometer screw gauge. It is called a micrometer screw gauge. Paper is just moving. Okay, let me do this. Hope we are able to see. It is called a micrometer screw gauge. This is the fourth one. So if you are told now, what is a micrometer screw gauge? A micrometer screw gauge, this is an instrument that is more sensitive than any other instrument that we have on earth. Because this one gets to measure, this one will measure the what? It is going to measure the diameter of a what? Of air. So let's say it is going to measure the what? The diameter of your hair in your head. Like this. So it is going to measure what? This one will measure the diameter of, into this. Okay. It is going to measure the diameter of what? Your hair. Like this. Apart from this, diameter of a what? It measures the thickness. It is going to measure the what? The thickness of a paper. Thickness of a paper. So to measure the thickness of a paper, laser blade. So these are some of the instruments, some of the things that it measures. This is the most sensitive instrument. So if you are told, amongst the instruments that we have, which one is more sensitive? The one that is more sensitive is this one, which is a micrometer screw gauge, followed by a vernier calipers, followed by a ruler, then lastly we've got a measuring tape. The same way I've listed them, that's the same way that you need to know. The one that is more accurate is a micrometer screw gauge, followed by a vernier calipers, ruler, then a measuring tape. So this is what you need to understand. Hope you are writing these things in your books. So make sure each and everything that I'm writing here, you are putting it in your book so that you start revising through all these information that I'm telling you. What is the accuracy? What is the accuracy of this instrument? What is the accuracy? What is the accuracy of this instrument? What is the accuracy? What is the accuracy of this instrument? The accuracy is 0.01 millimeters. This is the accuracy. Get this one. Very important. This is the accuracy of what? This is the accuracy of this instrument. So this is its accuracy. This is the accuracy of this instrument. It measures what? Very short length. Very short length. Very short what? Very short length. This is what it measures. Very short length. So I want you to understand this. If a question comes in an exam, let's say you've got a question, then they are telling you that what physical quantity does a Vernier calipers measure? So if a question comes, what physical quantity does a Vernier calipers measure, or a micrometer screw gauge? It can be a ruler. So what physical quantity does it measure? It is called what? Length. You know that what is a quantity? A quantity is anything that can be measured. So we talked about basic quantities and derived quantities. So a Vernier calipers, micrometer, screw gauge, ruler, measuring tape, the physical quantity they are measuring, it is called length. So these are used to measure what? They are used to measure length. These ones, we are using these things to measure length. So we are using all these ones to measure length. So it is length that we are measuring. You know that length is a physical quantity. Okay, so let us now look at these instruments. So I want to look at measuring tape. We all know how to use a measuring tape. I will also not look at a ruler. We all know how to use a ruler. It's very simple. But my key interest will be on these two now. A Vernier calipers and this one are the two things that I'm going to discuss with you. So let's make sure that we know all these, we understand all these clearly and properly. A Vernier calipers, so we are going to look at a Vernier calipers. So I'm not good at drawings, but I'm going to try my best so that we understand what a Vernier calipers is and how it looks like. So a Vernier calipers is like this. This is how a Vernier calipers is. I'm going to try my best. So I'm going to put something like this. I'm going to try. I'm not good at drawing, but I'm going to try my best like this. So this is what we are going to get like this. So I'm going to try my level best. We see how this one is like this. So it is having something like this. So like this and like this. This is how it is. Hope you are able to see. So we've got a scale here. We've got a scale here. We've got a scale. This is a scale here. We also have another scale here. So this is also another part here. We have a scale here. So I'm going to do this. So we've got something here like this. This is how it is. Hope you are able to see like this, something like this. So what you need to get is the information. So like this, we also have a scale there. So this is just how a Vernier calipers is. So we've got this scale that is here, that scale is called a Vernier scale. So that one is called a Vernier scale. So, and that is a Vernier scale. Hope we understand that. That one is called a Vernier scale. So the scale that is there is called the Vernier scale. We've got these two jaws. So these jaws here, these jaws, we've got these jaws. These are jaws. So these jaws are called outward jaws. These are called outside jaws. So outside jaws. We also have these jaws on top there. Have you seen the way they are? The way they are these. So these get to enter inside and they are called inside jaws. These ones are called inside jaws. So they are called inside jaws. These ones. Even the way they are, you can tell that they enter, like if it is a bottle, they are going to enter inside. So then we also have this scale that is here. This scale. So this is a Vernier scale. This scale that is here, this is called a main scale. That is called a what? A main scale. So it is called a main scale. That is a main scale. We also have another one. So this one here, this thing, this is a scale, but this thing here, the space, like I can just call it a space that is there, that is called a stem. This is a stem. This, have you seen? So this is more like something that is entering in there and it can move out, like this. This can move. An object is placed here. So if you want to measure the external diameter, we get to use these ones. Internal diameter, we use these ones. So these are inside jaws, these are outside jaws. Hope you are able to see how my Vernier calipers is. I'm not good at drawing, but with this you are able to answer an exam question if they bring such a question where you are told to label a Vernier calipers. This is how you need to label it. Now in an exam, you won't find a Vernier calipers like this, but you are going to see something that will look like this. They will say, they will give you something that will look like this. They will put something there. 3, 4. Like this. You are going to see something like this. Then they will say this is 5. This is 6. Then here they say centimeters. Down here, something like this. Like this, something like this. This is what you are going to find in an exam. Like this. So something like this. Then they are going to put a 0 here and a 10 there. Have you seen the way it is like this? Then they will tell you that what is the reading on the what? On the Vernier calipers. So anything that will look like this, anything that will look like this, just know that this is a Vernier calipers. So on top, the scale on top, that one is called a main scale. So that one is called a main scale. The scale here, which is down here, this is called a Vernier scale. This is called the what? A Vernier scale. So these are two scales that you need to know and understand. So with this now, how can you get the reading on? We'll start with the main scale. How do we get the reading on the main scale? So I start with the main scale. So I'm going to say main scale. I start with the main scale. So main scale. How is the reading on the main scale? How are the readings? So main scale. So how do you get? Have you seen where this one is? So I want you to get this. Pay much attention to this and how I'm going to answer it. Have you seen the way where this one is going? It's going there. That's where it is going. So we concentrate on this one, which is the first number or the first point on your left. Get this, on your left. Where is your left? This side. So this one here, our concentration will be on this part, this line. Have you seen? This is where the 0 is. So my concentration will be on this one. That's where my concentration is going to be. So that's where your concentration must be. That's where you need to get your concentration. So you get your concentration, this line that is here, this line that is here. So you check if this is 5, this is 4.9. So this is 4 point what? 4.8. So you just say 4 point what? 4.8. 4 point what? 4.8. So just say the readings are what? 4.8. It is what you say centimeters. Have you seen the way I've gotten this one? So if the 0 was here, let's say the 0 was here. So the first point is this one, which is a 6. So I would have just gotten a 6. But here, have you seen, you check the 0. I want you to get this. Check the 0, where the 0 is. The 0 is here. Then you get the first number on your left. This is the number. So this is 5. This is 4.9. This is 4.8. So that is the 4.8 this side. Then I go to the what? I go to the Vernier scale. On my Vernier scale, what am I supposed to do on my Vernier scale? On my Vernier scale, I look for a line that is straight. You look for a straight line. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 9. This line is straight. Have you seen? On top, even down, it is straight like that. That's how you get. So it is what? 9. You get the same 9. You say times the accuracy. It is in centimeters. Have you seen that scale is in centimeters? And mostly, almost all the questions that you are going to find, the scale under the Vernier calipers will be in centimeters. It was what? 0.01. That's what I said. Have you seen like this? So when you multiply here, what answer are you getting when you multiply here? What answer are you going to get? What answer are you getting? What is the answer here? What answer are we getting? So let's multiply. What answer are we getting? Is 0.09 centimeters. This is the what? The Vernier. So I'm going to say this is the Vernier scale. So the Vernier scale is 0.09 centimeters. Then the total readings, you add these two. So when you add, you are going to get 4.89 centimeters. These are your final readings. So in this sense, calculators are allowed, and you'll be allowed to use a calculator. So even here, when you are not sure, use your calculator to multiply. Multiply using your calculator. So this is what we'll be doing even in our exams. Let us look at another example. Let me put down another example under this. Let us look at another example. You've got this one here. So you've got something like this. You've got something like this. So this is what we are having. This is what we are having like this. So it is starting from here. Like this. This is what we are having. So this is a 0. Like this. So just going to put some things here like this. Scale just going like this. Something like this. So this is what I'm going to do. 0 here. Then a 10 there. Then what are you given? What are you given? You are told that this is let's say you are told this is 2. That is a 2 that is there. Then we've got let me just say, yeah, like this, a 2 there, we've got a 2, then the scale is in centimeters, something like this. You're just given something like this. Definitely you are going to know that here we are going to have a 3, here we are supposed to have a 3. So 2, 3 like that. How can you get the readings here? How are you going to get the readings when it comes to this? So the way in which you are going to get the readings, it's very simple. This is how you are going to get the readings. So what you are going to do is this. This is what you are going to do. You say main scale. You start with the main scale. So you always start with the main scale. So you say main scale. What is the reading on the main scale? On the main scale, your concentration 0. Where is the 0? Here. So the concentration will be on this line. The first one, have you seen? This one, the first one here. So what is the reading here? I'm able to see a 2. So 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. So it is what? 2.3 centimeters. If you want, you can start from there until you reach this one. This is the 3. This is 2.9, 2.8, 2.7, 2.6, 2.5, 2. What? 2.4. Then finally this is 2.3. The one that I've written here. So this is what we need to do. These are some of the things that we get to do. So make sure you understand this. You get everything here. Then we go to the Vernier scale. Vernier scale. Vernier scale. So the Vernier scale. What's the Vernier scale? What's the reading on the Vernier scale? You check. It's 0, 1, 2. Okay, it's just on number 2. Have you seen just on number 2 where we've got a straight line? So 1, 2. You get the same 2, multiply it by the accuracy 0.01. See this one which is in centimeters. So you are going to get what? 0.02. So one that you are going to bring is 0.02 centimeters. Add these two using a calculator. 2.3 plus 0.02. You are going to get 2.32 centimeters. So these are your readings. This is how you get to get the readings on a Vernier calipers. Let us look at another one. We look at another one, which is a micrometer screw gauge. So we look at a micrometer screw gauge. So before I go, sometimes a question will just be told, what is the reading on the main scale? You just get this one. If they are telling you what is the reading on the Vernier scale, you just get this one. But if they are telling you to find the total reading, you add these two. You add 2 of them. So just add these 2. Then you find the answer just like that. Have you seen? So this is how you need to do them. This is how you need to answer such a question. Let us move to micrometer screw gauge. So we now look at a micrometer screw gauge, the sensitive instrument. So we look at a micrometer screw gauge. Let us look at a micrometer screw gauge. So how is a micrometer screw gauge? I'm not good at drawing, but I'm trying my best. You are able to see my diagrams. So you need to make sure that you also draw things that we are able to see. Not things that you can only see yourself, but you need to draw things that are visible to everyone. So like this. These you are able to see them. No one can say, I can't see, sir. No. So make sure you also draw things that another person can see. Something like this. Hope you are able to see. I'm not good at drawing, so I hope this one is visible. This one is visible. Hope this one is visible. Okay, so like this. This is a micrometer screw gauge. This is a micrometer screw gauge. This is a micrometer screw gauge. So how can you now start labeling? So this one here, this is called a frame. This is called a what? This is called a frame. This is a frame. Have you seen? This is a what? This is a frame. Then I forgot one thing here. We've got a scale here. We've got a scale here. There is a scale here. We also have another scale here, like this. This is what you need to know. So this one here, this one that is here is called a main scale. This one is called a main scale. This is what you need to get. This one that is here, we've got now we've got a scale here. This scale that is here, this is called a circular scale. It is called what? A circular scale. This is a scale that some people call it a thimble scale. Some people call it a thimble scale. Then this part, this empty part that is here, this is called a thimble. This is called a thimble, like this. This is I. This one is called a thimble. We've got this one that is this side. This is called, this part here, it is called a ratchet. So I want you to know and understand all the parts that I've labeled. This is a main scale. This is a circular scale. This one here is called a thimble. This one which is here, this is called a ratchet. So you understand all those. Then now we've got this part here. This part is called, what do we call this part? We know these things. So in your heart, what do we call this part? This is called an anvil. It's called an anvil. Then this part here, this part, what do we call the part that is there? It is called spindle, like this. So when you look at these two now, sometimes we get to see questions in an exam where they are going to tell you that between the anvil and the spindle, which one is movable? It is a spindle. This one is not movable, but a spindle is movable, and we get to move it by using a ratchet here. You start rolling this, then this one will be moving. Then we get to have and if there is a measuring object here, let's say we've got a measuring object there. The object that gets to be measured is found there. That's where we get to find a measuring object. So I want you to know this. So these are some of the parts that you need to know and understand under a micrometer screw gauge. These are parts that we need to know. Maybe if they tell you this part here, this part, this is called a sleeve. Just a sleeve. This part here. So these are some of the things that you need to know and understand. So you understand how a Vernier calipers is and how a micrometer screw gauge is. So how are questions now going to come in an exam? So this one will look like this. They are going to capture just this part. This part. This is the most important part here. So it is going to look like this. So you are going to see something that is like this. They will do this. Then they will try to do that. They put a scale here like this. Then these lines will start going like this. This is how they are going to do it. Then you see numbers here. Like if they say, they will say this is 4. Start going like this. Have you seen? Then they will put something like this is 20. Here they will say that is 26. So they put things that will be going like that. Have you seen? Something like this. So anything that will look like this, just know that you are dealing with a micrometer screw gauge. This is a micrometer screw gauge. And they are telling you to get the readings. How can you get the readings? This one which is here, this is called a main scale. So how do you get the readings on the main scale? How do you get the readings on a main scale? How? In which way are you going to get the readings? So what you're going to do is this. This is what you're going to do. This is 4. So this is 4.5. This is 5. 5.5. This is 6. 6.5. So the last one is what? 6.5. So that's the reading, 6.5 millimeters. Mostly, this, not even mostly, this is measured in millimeters. The accuracy of this one is 0.01 millimeters. It is measured in millimeters. So this is the main scale. We go to a circular scale. A circular what? A circular scale. We move to the circular scale. This is the circular scale. On the circular scale, you check a line that is straight like this. A straight line like this. So this is the concentration part. We need to concentrate on this part. Have you seen? So this is the part that we need to concentrate on. So these numbers 20, then it is going up like that. So counting 20, 21, 22, 23. This is what? 23. Numbers are increasing, going up there. So that is 23. You say the same 23 that you've gotten. So the same 23 that we have. So the same 23. So I'm going to say 23 times 0.01. What is your answer? So when you multiply, what answer are you going to have when you multiply there? What answer are you going to get? So when you multiply, what answer are you going to have? Let's multiply. What answer are we getting? The answer that we are getting is what? 0.23. That is our answer. So you get this one. This is now the reading on the what? On the circular scale. So circular scale is 0.23 millimeters. Then you just add these two. So the total readings now. The total what? The total readings are what? You add the main scale and you add these two. 6.5 millimeters plus 0.23 millimeters. What will be the total answer there? So when you add, you are going to get 6.73 millimeters. So these are your readings. This is how you need to get this one. Have you seen the way I've done this? This is how you need to answer it, and these are procedures that you need to follow. Let me give you the last example, which is our example 2. We look at example 2. So you've got something like this. Nicely, it is put nicely for you. Like this. Nicely. Then we've got these numbers there. Uh, 46 there. Let's say here you've got 2. We've got a 2 there. Then they are telling you what is the reading here. So main scale. What is the reading on the main scale? What is the reading on the main scale? We get the readings on the main scale. What are the readings? This is 2. So this is 2.5. This is what? 3. 3.5. Then this is 4. So there is nothing on down there. So this is 4. So just 4 millimeters. You go here. Have you seen 46 foot? So from here going there until you find this straight line here. You need to find this straight line. This is what you need to concentrate on. 40, 41, 42, 43. This is 43. So you say 43 times 0.01. This is the accuracy. Maybe you can ask yourself, why are we multiplying by that? This is the accuracy. So you are going to get that what? 0.43 when we multiply. So even here, so the circular scale is equal to what? 0.43 millimeters. So when we add the total readings, what are the total readings when we add? So when we add, what are we getting there? What you are getting is 4.43 millimeters. So this is what you need to get. This is what you need to understand. So this is where we are going to end from. Like I told you, this next week and this week I'll be doing public lessons on YouTube, but exercise, like after this I've got an exercise for you. So let's check in the group. We answer the exercise. I see if we've understood this. So let's answer the exercise that I have for you in the group. So there is an exercise for you. Let us answer that exercise in the group and see where we are facing challenges. I see if we've understood. Then if you know someone that wants tuition in mathematics, chemistry, physics, you can give them my line. This is my line. They can call me, then I help them. I prepare them for their exams so that they get distinctions. We all benefit together. This is my number, 0971 066747. Thank you so much. And if you are viewing this channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe. Thank you.